and welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And we are coming to you from sunny Albuquerque, New Mexico. We came, if you remember last week, we talked about our brother, Tim, who's playing in a band. And it's a Santana cover band called Mirage. Check them out. And they are playing at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta this weekend. And so we packed our dad up in the car and my son and us, and we came out to hear him play. And we're also going to go to the Mass Ascension where all the balloons go up on in the mornings, and we're going to go see that. We're going to be putting some photos at the end of this, so stay tuned. You can see some pictures of Albuquerque and our adventures. Although some of our adventures we forgot to take pictures because we were so excited. But so
we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. So shall I go first? Or you gonna go first? Who's going first?
You can go first.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. So I did a thing because they were talking about Witchy Stitchy, and I wanted to get in on the fun, and I wanted the magnet, so I started some cross stitch. And I've got 4 days down, 3 days, 4 days I think. And so this is, if you remember a little while ago, I got this pattern by Milady's Needle called Winter's Past. I'll put a picture here. It's a verse from Song of Solomon that actually my husband and I used on our wedding invitation. So when I saw this, I snatched it up at the famous attic. And so I decided to start it. And I already made a giant mistake, a la Eve Birch. I put this side in the wrong, these two. Well, I came down the center thing and didn't count enough.
One stitch just
it only takes one stitch. So I counted, I went down 10 instead of 11. So then I made these branches, and so these both branches are both one stitch too high. But this little motif sits in the middle of the pattern all by itself, right here. So I'm just gonna make it'll be just too close to the top flower a little bit by one stitch, and I'm just gonna make an extra stitch on the bottom of all of the branches and put that basket in the right place, and hopefully I'll be fine unless I make more mistakes. But so that's what I'm doing there, and of course I'm knitting also.
To be fair, her mistake happened because she'd been.
It was 1 o'clock in the morning.
She'd been up a long time.
She was sleep stitching. I'd look over and she'd be all like,
especially with this. I started this after I realized that mistake. I went back to my shawl, and so I was working on this, and Beth would catch me sleep stitching mid stitch. But yeah, so I'm starting this little waves here on that. So I'm working on that slowly but surely. And then I have a bunch of haul from today. So should we talk about haul later?
Yeah, because
okay.
I just want to talk about this, and then I want to get it in the hoops so I can keep working on it. So for my Witchy Stitchy, so far I was thinking about doing several things, Halloween related, October related, whatever. And so far for the past week, I've just been working on this one thing. And this was a Tiny Modernist Mystery Sal from 2019, and I had barely gotten the first part of it stitched, and I worked on it one day in May for Mania. I did a whip mania, and I did 21 whips for 21 days, and I only did one day on this. So I had done this little kitty and the bottom line of this house. So in the past week, I've done the house, and there's the little vampire, and I finished the back stitching on these tombstones, and there's a little tree there, and I did this whole tree and the owl and tombstone and all the black, the bats and the fence, and then I started on on this other color of orange. So I finished these pumpkins. I had just done one. There's two shades of orange. There's a Gentle Arts color, I think, and a DMC color. So I had done the Gentle Arts color, but not the DMC. And so I did that. I did the owl's eyes. I did this moon, And so now I just have to work on the windows here. So it's coming along. I might actually finish this first part maybe in a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. So maybe by the end of the month for sure. So we shall see. And I'll have I'll have a partial finish because my plan this Sal, you could do either all 4 parts as a big sampler thing and have it framed, or you could do 4 individual drums. Did you forget something? 4 individual drums, and it has a round part for the topper. So I have not stitched that yet. But I will.
It has a pattern for the top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so I will have finished the strip anyway. That goes around and makes the drum part. But so that's what I've been working on, and then I have some haul too. So
yeah. So we just brought limited projects.
Yeah.
When I was talking about.
Yeah.
I guess in my sleep stitching, what I did was lost my colored pencil. That I had. I had it in here with my pattern. So that I could.
Table?
I don't think so, because I really thought I put it away. So I thought maybe it jumped out here onto the table, but anyway, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just figure it out.
Well, I'll count this again in a second. So, I'm still plugging away at Tidy Modernist When Witches Go Riding, and
Another mystery Sal.
Well,
this
it's not a mystery.
This year's mystery Sal.
It's not a mystery anymore. So I do have the whole pattern printed out, and I'm really glad I got it because I really like the pattern. But this is July, and I'm working on August. Now, I know it's October. But for August, all I have left is there's a bat right here. And then the rest of this gray on this side. Now that gray color goes all the rest of the way down the pattern. So when I get the bat done, I'm moving on to the third part. I'm just going to include that in doing that, because that way I can just go ahead and just go down. And because I have part 3 and 4 together, I didn't even bother bringing part 3 into my pattern keeper. So I'm going to be trying to get this little bat guy done, but I've started it like, I don't know, I started it, it starts with 1 stitch, and so first I was going to, I don't have a loop on this because I used it on some back stitching. So I thought, well, I'll just, catch the thread, and I did that, and it pulled out, and I was just now going to do a pin stitch, and I was like, well, maybe I don't want a pin stitch there. So I may just take this and separate these threads and make them 2 smaller so I could do a loop method. So
I have to understand pin stitching. I still don't understand it.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it yet, so I don't do it very often.
This has a lot of places where there's just 1 stitch. And I was watching Cross Stitch University with on Fat Quarter, and those confetti stitches, I think she basically puts knots, which is okay, but I don't want knots. And everybody has a personal preference. But I have found that with pin stitching, you better know that you're putting it in the right place, because
can't really get it out.
It's really hard to get it out.
Yeah.
You can, it's just hard. And because it holds it in place. That's the whole point of the pin stitch, that it's not going to come out. And I brought 2 projects with me to do, and I've just been working on this because I'm getting so close to finishing this second part that I just want to be able to move on.
Well, granted, we haven't had a lot of time.
No.
We got in pretty late last night, and then
we have been running around today.
To eat, and then we basically got up and been running. So,
because we were like, oh look, there's a quilt shop.
There's a yarn shop,
and there's a stitching shop. Now because the hours that they were open, we weren't able to make it to all 3. So we're going to try to hit the stitching shop tomorrow.
Yeah. But before we publish this video, so we'll put some photos of stuff we get.
The quilt shop was fabulous. I mean,
beautiful.
We should have taken some photos, and we didn't.
Yeah, we're like, we'll take photos at everywhere we go so we can put pictures. And I'm sorry, but we didn't because we were like,
look at this, look at that, look at this.
Didn't think about the pictures. So yeah, we went to Quilt Olay
in Corrales.
Yeah,
and that is a suburb of Albuquerque. And we were there because we wanted to go to Wagner Farms. They sell pumpkins and ristras and chili.
Apples and chili.
Yeah, and I mean, the
produce.
Farm stuff. And I bought some already roasted green chili for my son. He's all happy. We didn't buy any pumpkins because we can get pumpkins in Phoenix. But then we went. So we were near there. So we went to
Quilt Olay.
It was
such a nice place.
I wanted to buy everything.
I bought something.
I don't need
Did you buy anything?
No, not there.
She resisted. I did not. Well, I just bought one thing. No, because I've been wanting these since I saw, because I follow a couple of fabric makers on Instagram, like Moda Fabrics and Riley Blake, I think I follow. And one of them, early in the pandemic, like in the middle of the pandemic, said, we're coming out with these panels, be on the lookout. And I never saw them. And then I was at the quilt shop today and I saw them. And it's a panel of, I'm going to hold this in front of you, Beth,
okay,
of shaped mask, what do you call it? It's panels. So you cut these out to the size you want and sew them together, and they make the shaped kind of masks instead of the straight ones. At the beginning of the pandemic last year, I made a bunch of the straight ones with pleats on the side. And I never did these, but I thought maybe these would fit better. There's only a couple of patterns that might work for my husband and my son, like this one right here. But I figured I can, with this template,
cut them out of anything.
Yeah. And it has instructions down here on how to assemble the masks. And I thought these might work better, and they might fit my husband better, because those other ones are kind of tight on him, and it gives him elf ears. So plus they shrank because they're old and washed 1,000 times.
In Phoenix, a lot of the mask stuff has been relaxed a little bit, but
we're still going to need them. So anyway, so I bought this panel. It's got some nice. I think it's intended that you take one pattern and use the other for backing. So like these two, and you back it with these two, and then that makes one mask. But I'm like, I'm going to take regular white cotton and make the backs be plain, and then I have more masks. So that's my plan with that. I just bought that little panel because I like that.
At that quilt shop, they had a quilt that was designed, I think, by a local artisan. I'm not sure, but it was definitely a Native American artisan.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And it was a Native American pattern in it, and it was so...
It was really
beautiful.
Nice. And
I came this close to spending that kind of money on a quilt kit so that I could do this pattern.
Yeah,
they loved it.
Beautiful kits, and they had lots of kits. I'm talking too much and messed this stitch up.
They had Christmas kits.
They had kits for table runners and placemats and aprons and
quilts.
And everything. Yeah, it was really nice.
I'm not a quilter, but I did buy one thing in there. I bought this little set of peels.
I've never seen those before.
Yeah, Stephanie Schaffner of Pam and Steph has talked about these before, and they're actually they're made to go on your spool of thread to keep your spool of thread from
unwinding.
But they can be used to hold your fabric.
To roll it up your fabric.
Oh, you roll up the
Like
extra
I'm rolling it up here, and it's kind of
Yeah.
annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's especially important for this because I left it all just one big piece, but it's really, really annoying. And I've tried different things. I've tried those quilting clips, but they don't,
Those are
hold
huge.
they don't hold a whole bunch of the fabric. And I've got these the other day at Hobby Lobby. They're basically clothespins, but they're very big, and it's very annoying to me because I keep catching my thread on these things. So like I'll be stitching, and then the thread gets caught on here, so I have to pull it out. It's just annoying. So I'm going to try these little peel things and just like try hold rolling the fabric up inside them and holding it. So
I see. I didn't understand what you were talking about.
yeah.
I thought you were talking about like extra fabric that you had laying around.
So
No.
roll up your fabric and
this
stick
fabric.
one on.
Yeah.
All right,
I
let's
want to
do
see it.
Let's do it. And then where did we go? after
So
And then we went to eat out.
we went to eat at El
that?
Pinto.
Oh, yes.
And
We
and
went
there
close.
they had a balloon basket for the
Yeah.
hot air
Oh yeah,
balloons.
we did take a picture there.
We took a lot of pictures. I took a lot of pictures at El Pinto's.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful place.
We got attacked by bees.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so one of the things that you get to eat in New Mexican cuisine is sopapillas. Now, in a lot of Mexican restaurants in other parts of the country, they give those.
You have to order them separately.
You order them separate, and they come as a dessert with like powdered sugar on them. But in New Mexico, and the way we grew up, it's like another bread that you just would get with your meal. But it's fried dough, And I don't think.
As
they
a
make
matter
them
of fact,
small
my
enough.
brother had stuffed sopapillas.
Yeah, you can make them. You can eat them stuffed or whatever. Anyway,
What's your thread over there?
and but so one of the best ways to eat them is with honey. I'm not doing a good job of this.
That's fine.
And but we were sitting outside, and the do you want me to put two, like one over here, one over there?
Yeah. Or
Yeah, I would put two.
well, you could put one in the middle because I'm going to roll up the.
The other
The
side.
end, yeah.
I see. And we were eating outside, and the bees were like, "Hey, I think this is my honey that I made last week," because they were like, on the honey
And
balls.
we're having to ask our
We had
server,
to ask our server, "Can you please?"
take that honey away. And
she
then
was like,
and then
"Okay."
later on we wanted honey for our sopapillas, and we're like, can we have some more honey?
Oh, because when we sat down, somebody had put a honey bottle off to the side of our
Probably to
table.
get rid of the bees.
Yeah, and we were like, the bees are so close. And then after we got our sopapillas, we're like, can we have some honey back?
I didn't talk about my haul.
We're all
We're getting
Oh, we're
home
not
now.
there. We're at the
So
quilt
we
shop.
talked about the quilt shop haul. This was
Yeah,
quilt shop.
and this
haul.
is. I didn't buy anything at El Pinto, but Naomi did.
Oh, well, Pink does. Oh, you know what? I put them in my room.
She just they're t-shirts.
I bought T-shirts.
But they're
They're cute.
They're-
balloon fiesta.
She could take a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put a picture here of the shirt. It's real cute.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty nifty.
Having to do with the balloon fiesta, that would be less cumbersome. Yes.
Yeah. And actually, I can kind of
You can move them around.
pin this up a little bit because I want to just to make it
But
tighter.
so I bought T-shirts for my whole family. They're real neat. They're real neat looking.
Red, red chili and green chili. That's the thing
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
They ask you, what do you like, red or green?
Or Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas is both.
But the shirts have so it's Balloon Fiesta. So the shirts have big red and green chilies with a little gondola underneath, like they're the balloon.
Well, yeah, because they have these special shapes, which we'll take pictures of.
There is
tomorrow.
actually I've seen pictures of a balloon made of like to look like a red chili restrap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got that at El Pinto's, and then what do we do after that?
After that, we went to the yarn.
No, after that she went and bought a suitcase, and we went to Joann's.
Oh yeah, that.
Because,
Oh wait, you know what? We forgot Target.
we went to Target.
We went to Target before we went to Corrales.
Because my nephew.
Because it's my fault. It's 100% my fault. Well, it's not 100%. But, so my son and I were packing, and he's also getting ready to move. out of the house. And so as part of moving, he was going through all of his clothes. And good man, he was washing all his clothes. And we just, because everything's in turmoil, we had his clothes on the back of the couch in the living room. Like, here's all his shirts, all his pants, all his jeans, all his shorts, you know. So that he could see what he had and pare down and decide what he really wanted to take with him when he moves. And he's just moving in town. But so then it was time to go to this trip. And I said, okay, son, take from what you washed that's clean there and let's get your clothes for the trip. And we were in a rush, so I was just helping him. I was just talking to him like, okay, you want to take these jeans? Okay. You want to take these shorts? Okay. You want to take, you know, you should take a jacket. Okay. You should take, you know, when you go to Blue Fiesta, you should take a flannel shirt to wear over your t-shirt.
We're going to be there for the park and ride at 4 a.m.
Yeah, 4 in the morning. So I'm like, it's going to be chilly. So I figured you could wear a t-shirt. And that's one time I did say t-shirt. And you could wear a flannel shirt, and then you could wear a hoodie, and you'll be good, because then you can peel your layers, and if it gets hot, da-da-da. Apparently, it didn't click in his brain nor mine that I said you need to wear the flannel shirt over a t-shirt, that he would actually need to pack t-shirts, you know, for the trip.
And it's a little warm here during the day.
So this morning, so we get here, he's staying at a different house than we are. And with one of my aunts, and
I'm staying over there in that house.
And then we're here with another aunt and my cousin, and I got a phone call this morning because apparently I didn't pack right, because all I have in my suitcase is my jacket, my flannel shirt, and a bunch of jeans. So he forgot all his t-shirts. So we're like, all right, we'll go to Target.
Well, fortunately, he was wearing shorts on the trip yesterday.
Yeah. So, but he packs shorts. No, he packs shorts. He has other shorts. But anyway, so we went to Target first, and we got him some shirts. I
needed absolutely nothing at Target. So naturally, I bought a little truck. I bought a little tractor.
Yeah.
And I was jealous of Beth's little wagon, so I got a smaller one.
So...
And then after we went to
Krauss, we went to the quilt shop, and we went to eat lunch.
Beth went to look for a bag because her bag was having bag issues.
No, we went to Joann's before lunch.
Did we?
Didn't we? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got all mixed up.
Yeah, we had a very long day.
To kill. After the quilt shop, we had an hour to kill. So she needed to get a suitcase because her suitcase.
When I was packing for the trip, I kept finding these little black bits on my bed where I had the suitcase, and I thought the cat's, it was something from the cat's feet, on the bed or whatever, or that I had stepped on something and gotten on the bed or whatever. And so I said, well, what is this? I just brushed it off, and so I packed all my stuff, and I had a small suitcase, and I had a little tote bag that had my my toiletries bag and my cross stitch bag, and so I brought those on the trip. So then last night I went to get my toiletries bag out to get my toothbrush and all that. And there's all this black junk on it. I was like, what the heck? And what it was is there's like a little, like cloth, I guess you'd call it a gasket or whatever, around a seam in the suitcases. And both of them, they were just disintegrating. So there's all this black, yucky junk all over the place, and it's like Cat in the Hat. Everything you touch, there's black junk on it. So it got all over my shirt. It got all over the little cosmetic bag. It got all over the bed. It got all over the floor. It got, it's everywhere. So
what really happened to it was probably Phoenix summer.
Yeah.
Because everything in Phoenix,
it was in the garage.
Summer, just disintegrate. Because like your camping chair.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna bring a camping chair for the balloon fiesta because we thought, well, it might be handy to have someplace to sit in case there aren't, and the little website information says, you can bring a camping chair, blah blah blah. So I thought, well, that's great, and the one I have has a shoulder strap, and we've got the cases, we've got several, and so Naomi said, you better check that because we had several that had, bugs and junk, the
heat just disintegrated the mesh and the edging. It just can't.
Yeah.
handle this
So
kind of
the
heat.
other night before we left, I went and pulled my bag out of the. I asked Eve to get it because it was like back here and back there, back here.
It was easy.
But anyway, so there was a little drawstring on the bag that the chair was in. So I went to open the drawstring, and the drawstring just went and disintegrated in my hand. I thought, well, that's not good. And so then I grabbed the shoulder strap because I was going to move it, and the shoulder strap disintegrated in my hand. Just came off of the at the top, just went, and tore. And so I thought, that's not good. And I took the chair out of the bag, and the chair looked okay. But
I
you could
wouldn't want to
see,
sit in it.
but you could see like where it has like a little mesh cup holder thing, and around the cup holder, the rubber ring around the cup holder was broken and coming off, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not taking that.
They just die out because you got to put it in your garage, and the heat is brutal. So that's the same thing that happened to your suitcase. So she needed a new suitcase, and my cousin knew where to go and get a nice one, and it was right next.
It was right next to Joanne's. And I resisted at the quilt
I was
store.
strong and did not go into Joanne's.
I resisted at the quilt store, but as you recall, I purchased a triangle, and I was having issues in using my made-up one, and I said, okay, I was being impatient, and now I've wasted all this cloth and time. I'll just wait. And I was going to work with the other half. I bought too many jelly rolls, what are they called? Juniors. At Hobby Lobby. And, but I got my triangle in last Saturday it was delivered at like 10:17 p.m.
At night?
Yes. And I had looked for it earlier in the day because they said it was going to be delivered at some point on Saturday. And I said, well, I guess it's not going to be. They've lied to me before. So I thought,
to all of us.
I thought, well, okay. And so I was doing something. It was really late at night, like 2 a.m. And I saw an email that said, your package has been delivered.
You said, surely not.
And so I went out there. I thought, yeah, it's probably got, and I saw that it was like 10:15 or something. I was like, it's probably been sitting out there on the porch since 10. And I didn't want it to be out there all night. I've been waiting for it so long. I didn't want anything to happen to it. We live in a nice neighborhood, gated community. Still don't want to leave things on the porch. And sure enough, there it was. I was so excited. And now I'm like, I need and I had a hard time resisting it because I have a lot of other sewing to do. By the way, I finished the kitty bag, and hopefully it will be up. I meant to put it up before we left on Thursday. Because I was doing like 100 other things, but it's ready to go up on, and it looks so cute. And so I was sewing that, and I have some quilts I want to make, and I have some other things, and I was like, this isn't necessary. I'm going to put it aside. So there I am at Joann's, and they had this beautiful Christmas fabric, and it has gnomes on it. So cute. And they had these junior jelly rolls, and they had matching 1-yard cuts. And did you see the little gnomes on this?
No.
Isn't that cute? They had some really nice little 1-yard cuts that go with these. And I said, if I find time, all I have to do with this is sew the strips together, 3 at a time. And I'm like, well, that's a project. And if I don't get it done until next Christmas, I'll be all right.
I don't know if did we mention last week that we bought a new iron?
Yeah.
Because of your iron tragedy?
I thought you did.
No, I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but I was afraid to use it.
Because I know we talked about the iron tragedy. But I don't remember if we
I
had
thought you
mentioned.
did. I thought you did.
Yeah,
but
maybe
maybe
so.
not.
I don't remember.
I think we
Yeah.
bought it afterward.
But now you have a new iron anyway.
Yeah.
And when we were at Joann's, I resisted, except for this at the very end. Because you need a rainbow llama in your life. And I thought he would look good in my sewing box. He's very cute. So, and then we ate lunch, and then we had limited options because the two shops we wanted to go to
We're far away.
were far away, and they closed, we thought, at 4:00, and it was 3. By the time we all got in the car, it was 3:15 or something, 3:20.
It was 3:20.
And we're like, we think we can make it. I don't know.
And they're telling us, you're going to get there at 9:45.
or 10 till.
Are you sure you want to go?
And we're like, yeah,
I'm sure.
We could run in. So we decided to go to the yarn shop because it was a little closer. And
18 minutes as opposed to, I don't remember what the other one was.
yeah, so we decided to go there to indulge me. And I had been to this yarn shop before. It's called the Yarn Shop on Nob Hill. And
By the way, they name Nob Hill because everything is like, this. And the parking lots are like this.
yeah, and it's a nice little place in Albuquerque,
It's
close
cute.
to the
It's a cute
university.
place.
Really nice. And I had been there before a few years ago, and when I was there, what they do is they there's a program here in town where they take foster cats and they put them in businesses that will take care of them, and then the customers see the cats more than if they were just at a shelter or something. And so when I was there before, they had this beautiful kitty. She was a calico, and she was so sweet. And if I hadn't had 2 cranky boys, not my boys now, but 2 cranky boys at home already, I would have taken her home. She was the best cat. But so I walked in, and first of all, we walked up, and we're like, okay, 10 minutes, let me out of the van. And so I ran to the door, and there was a sign that said they were open till 5. And I was like, yes. So we had longer to goof around there. And I walked in and saw the guy, and I said, do you have a foster kitty here? He's like, not right now. And I was like, oh, okay. So I looked around, and I wanted everything. They had a lot of different yarns.
I wanted some of those locally sourced yarns.
Mm-hmm.
Beautifully dyed.
Yes. And
I had to get out of there before I spent any money.
Yeah, so it was overwhelming as usual. And they had a lot of different yarns than my yarn shop at home. They had Rowan yarns. They had, of course, all the regular ones. But they had a lot more variety of Baracco yarns. And
a
all
lot of
different
patterns, a lot of books.
Yeah, a lot of kits. And so I was like, I'm overwhelmed. And I'm a project yarn buyer just because I have limited space, and I know that I have all that yarn I just got for Knit Stars. So I'm like, I can't just buy random yarn. I try to force myself not to, but I can buy random roving. So because I already have enough roving to last me for the rest of my life to spin. But look at this. This is beautiful. It's Blue Face Leicester. It's commercially, it's not a local farm. It's from Ashford, but it's really beautiful. And I bought 8 ounces of it. So I think I'm going to make a hat and possibly a scarf or a small cowl or something. It's just so pretty. You feel it? It feels nice. It doesn't feel like what you would think of as wool.
Feels good.
It's Blue Face Leicester. It's really beautiful and soft. It has a nice feel to it. And it's Ashford, so it's well prepared, and it'll be fun to spin. So I bought 8 ounces of it. That's a lot. But
we'll likely have a lot more haul tomorrow, but
yeah.
We'll talk about that next week.
And then my cousin but my cousin Judy, so we've been, cross stitching here, and so she's like, I want to do something. And so when we were at Joann's, she found a plastic canvas cross pattern. She's like, if I buy this, and I open it today, will you help me learn how to do it? And I was like, absolutely. So she bought a project for herself. And then we're at the yarn shop. She goes, if I buy this kit, will you make this for me? And she bought this, it's a cowl. It's crochet. And it's a double length, so you can wear it long like that, or you can wrap it twice around your neck for like a shorter warm.
Like that picture.
Yeah, and it's I'll put a picture of it wrapped twice, but it's and it came with the yarn, and this is the yarn. Look at this, it's gorgeous. It's really pretty. This is Karen's Queensland collection. It's cotton acrylic, which will make it a real nice, easy care. And it's a very interesting yarn. I was looking at it in the car. This is a crochet pattern. But each strand, I'm going to put a close-up here because you won't be able to see it, but each strand, so this is what they call a tube spun yarn. So it's almost like little tiny tubes of a very fine filament. But this has 4 tubes connected to each other, and each tube is a different color. So like I was looking on this one, this is probably the one I'll take a picture of. It has it's variegated, but it's 2 variegations going on at the same time. There's one in the center. Actually, I think it's 3 tubes. Maybe it's 4, but there's one in the center that's like, this one is pink, and then it's got 2 tubes on the outside of it that's blue. And so it's not only a variegation of one yarn, but it's almost like you're holding 2 variegated yarns together. It's really beautiful and very colorful. And so what you do is, with this pattern, you alternate these 2 colors. So you do 2 rows in this and then this, and it's a crochet pattern. It looks really nice. And I said, I will do it for you, but yeah, I'm putting it in line. I told her, she's like, I know, as I have so many things to do. But, and I was itching, because I don't have a crochet hook with me. I was like itching to get it started, but I will wait. But, so that happened at the yarn store. She said, will you make this for me? Which I still have Rachel's shawl I'm making for her, which happened the same way. We were at a yarn store. She said, will you make this for me? I'm like, yes. So I've got lots of projects, but that's going to get in line. I like having different things though, like the crochet, the cross stitch, and then my shawl, Rachel's shawl, crochet, because I have a short attention span.
Well, yeah, like I right now I haven't been painting because I'm enjoying quilt stuff so much.
Yeah.
And cross stitch and sewing and it's just nature of who we are.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's good because on a given day, if I get really sick of something, I know I have something else to pick up. So, and I also started Hannah's quilt, and I'm right now sewing 10,000 little squares like this.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And one day I woke up and I couldn't breathe, and I wonder because my sewing machine was full of flannel, because it's flannel, and it just throws off lots of...
Well, because the pre-cuts and all those
little corners.
It's like dirt.
Yeah, and I'm like... Did I feel like that because I was breathing that stuff all day, sitting at my sewing machine in my daughter's bedroom with the fan blowing on me?
I thought she should wear a mask while she sews that and stuff.
I don't want to wear a mask
because she has a gnome one to do too.
Yeah, I know, but that one's not so much sewing. But anyway, so I have 1,000 projects, and I just added one more, and more spinning.
Well, while we were at,
I'll never be done, but
we went to
do every day.
We went to El Pinto for lunch
your
because
birthday.
it was my birthday. Well, it will be my birthday.
When you see this published,
yes.
It will be her birthday.
Yes, on Sunday is my birthday. Sunday, October 10th is my birthday. And so because we're driving back to Arizona on Sunday, we got together for lunch. My dad and my brother, who lives here in Albuquerque, and
aunts and our cousin
our 2 aunts, our cousin, and the 3 of us, and Eli. So we all ate lunch there at El Pinto. And so because it was my birthday, my brother gave me a present, in this little kitty bag.
That is neat.
It's a really nice cover of New Yorker magazine. With a cat down here.
It says, what does it say? Kitty City View or something like that?
It says Cat's Eye View.
Cat's Eye View, yeah.
So
that's nice.
Yeah.
Puzzles are fun,
Yeah. I was thinking about that.
Stick it together.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. That I haven't done a puzzle in a long time, so it'd be kind of fun.
Oh my gosh! So Mark's aunt, who lives in Baltimore, married to his mom's brother, does puzzles. really does puzzles. Like her whole entire basement, and she'll do a puzzle, and it's like those 2,000-piece puzzles, big ones, crazy patterns like jelly beans, you know, and where you go nuts doing them.
My former mother-in-law used to do
and
puzzles
she
all
does
the time.
them, and then they stick them together and they frame them, and the whole basement is full of puzzles, of her framed puzzles, or not. I don't know if they're framed, but if they're all framed, but
glued together.
And we were helping her work on some when we were there last year, but it's amazing. But it's neat, you know. It's something to do, and it's a doggy.
Oh, she's on
the floor.
Okay. I thought she was trying to get in or something.
No. And yeah, so that was fun. You got a early birthday. I'm giving her a birthday tomorrow at the Balloon Fiesta. I'm going to get her something there, and yeah. So what we're going to do is after this video's over, we're going to post pictures from our adventures at the Balloon Fiesta.
Yeah.
And also the stitching place where we're going to go tomorrow because we didn't make it to that. What's
yeah,
that
it's
called?
called A Stitcher's Garden.
A Stitcher's Garden on the other side of town. It's kind of far, so that's why we didn't make it there today. But we're going to go there tomorrow.
Hopefully we'll remember to take pictures.
Yeah. Well, we'll certainly take pictures of haul because I'm sure there will be haul.
Yes.
And so what's going to happen is we're going to wake up at 4 in the morning.
No.
We're going to wake up at 3 in the morning and get dressed and go meet the
Park and Ride bus.
And
at 4 in the morning.
And I didn't tell you this, but I got glow-in-the-dark necklaces for all of us.
I saw those. I saw those, yeah.
And so I don't know if your dad will wear them, but we'll see. And then we're going to be there for the Mass Ascension, and we're going to try to stick it out if we can, if my dad can handle it. At 9 o'clock, the U.S. Army Band is playing on the main stage. I think my dad will really enjoy that concert.
Yeah.
But so we're going to do that in the morning, just because we haven't done it in many years, and it's something to do. It's really something to, if you are ever in this part of the country in October, you should try to make it over here. You have to, if you're going to stay in a hotel, you got to plan a long time in advance.
Especially, you know, if things keep opening up and stuff like that. They made a lot of changes, you know, because of the pandemic, but it is still, oh man, this morning, seeing the balloons up in the air, and Albuquerque has what is called a box. So when the balloons go up, they catch a wind that moves them this way, and then it moves them this way, and then it moves them this way, and it moves them back. But today, some of them ended up over on the west side of Albuquerque where we're staying, and one landed very close to my aunt's house that I'm staying at. Got a really good picture of it when it lifted off again. And they're just so beautiful. They're like jewels in the air, you know.
Yeah, and even if you don't go to the park, you get to enjoy them. It's being in the city, you know.
It does take place very early in the morning because that's when the air is
coldest,
better for it.
Yeah.
So then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna come back and probably sleep a little, and then we're trying to, or maybe not, and then we'll try to get out to that.
To the Stitcher's Garden.
To the Stitcher's Garden.
And then in the evening.
And then in the afternoon,
in
the afternoon, we're going to go back to the Balloon Fiesta again. We're going to try to be there about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're going to hang out and watch my brother play at 5. And then we're going to stay, hopefully, and watch the balloon glow, because I've never been to a balloon glow.
Yeah, I haven't either. And, you know, I see them on news and stuff. And
it looks so beautiful. So what that is the balloons don't fly. It's at night. This is when the sun goes down. They stay on the ground.
They tether them to the ground.
Yeah, they just light the burners. And so the light from the flames show through the balloons. It's really beautiful. I've seen it.
The balloons are completely inflated, but they light the burner, and so the whole thing lights
It's like Illuminati. Yeah. So, and I've never seen one in person, so I would really like to. I've always wanted to, but it was one of those things like, I really want to go back. Now we have an excuse to go back to hear my brother. So, so we're going to stay for that. And then we're going to come home and probably crash out Oh, I'll have to
And we
edit the
have
film.
Well, and we have to make sure we get plenty of sleep Saturday night.
because we're
tomorrow
driving
night.
home
So we
Sunday.
can
Yeah, because even if you and I share driving, it's still a long haul after a very full couple of days.
And especially since my son, whom I love, will not let me sleep. So something funny happened in the drive. Eve drove first, so I was like, okay, good, because I thought I was going to drive the whole way, and she's like, oh, I'll drive first. I'm like, cool, I'm going to sleep. And so I got in I was in the middle seat of the van with my son, and I was trying to snooze at my back, and I couldn't really sleep, and we kept talking, and I kept like, I need to sleep, My dad's in the back seat. And because I had actually fallen asleep, I didn't hear him say to everybody, I'm going to lay down. And my son had his headphones in, so he didn't hear my dad say, I'm going to lay down. And I guess at one point he looked over his shoulder and my dad was laying down in the seat. And I had just really fallen into a nice deep sleep. I was going to get a little bit of rest. And he goes, Mom, is Grandpa okay? And I startled awake and I turned around and I saw my father laying in the seat. And because I was asleep and didn't know anything else had transpired, thought that he had collapsed or something. And I was like, Dad, are you okay? And I was breathing hard. You know how when you wake up with a startle, your heart's pumping, you can't breathe, you don't know what's going on. And he's like, I'm fine, I'm just laying down. I'm like, okay.
Uh-oh.
I was like, I was asleep.
I unpeeled my peel.
Oh, your peel popped off. Poppy peel. But anyway, so yeah, we need lots of rest because I won't get any on the trip. No, but yeah, so we're driving home Sunday because we have stuff
You have stuff
to do. No, so do you. You have a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, I too. You're right.
So,
I went ahead and made it that day
Yeah.
because we were going to be
I
back.
got stuff in the afternoon, and I didn't want to have to be.
My pulmonologist, I've been waiting to see my pulmonologist. And, I went, till when? Okay.
Yeah.
And then I got
Monday,
a call.
Yeah, because it was like, I know, when you made that appointment, they're
I
like,
was really bad. And I
they
tried
can't
to tell
see you
him.
until the 11th.
I tried to tell him that there was a problem, but I kept getting talked over and stuff. Anyway, I got a call that they wanted to reschedule my appointment for, I don't know, the 20th.
23rd.
Something.
Like another
A week?
week or something. And
We were in the van. I was sitting in
and
the back of the van.
I was like,
don't you dare let me
no,
do that."
no, wait. This is what's going on. And she's like, yeah, we better keep you.
I was glad at least she said that because I was about to throw a fit.
I would have had to go to an urgent care
I
or
was like,
something
don't
and
you
get it.
let them do that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to be back on Monday and everything. So we got to get some sleep tomorrow. And
tonight.
And tonight, yeah. I'm ready to go to bed, actually. I'm really
Yeah. And we ate so much at El Pintos
yeah.
that there is no way we need to eat again today.
I had a little bit of cereal this morning, but I think that one meal this
Yes.
afternoon is going to carry.
Well, and
it was so good, though. I miss it. It's so good.
I'm like, maybe not. And then I ate a lot.
Yeah. It was so good, though. Good food. Good place. We were like, where else do we need to eat while we're here? We need to visit all our favorite restaurants.
Yeah.
We're not going to make them all. That's a
There's
given.
not enough meals, actually. while we're
Albuquerque,
here.
if you ever get to visit Albuquerque, it has an abundance of fabulous restaurants that are not chains.
Yeah.
Like the one we've been talking about, El Pintos. It's we went there when we were kids. The sons, twin sons of the owners, started there as busboys, and I remember them serving us when we were young.
Yeah, they're still there. We saw them today.
And there they are, the owners running the place, and it's a very popular place. You have to wait in line and
make reservations.
Yeah. And even when you make reservations, finding parking and stuff like that. But it is worth it.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yeah.
And they've gotten where they'll allow you to buy, to have mild chili instead of just hot like they used to have.
They used to just be, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they've changed their menu a little bit where you can get, less traditional Mexican food, new Mexican food, that isn't as, what did I say? Ask Dad if you wanted to order off the healthy menu.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, but it's good. They've been there a long time, but they're still doing it.
Yeah.
So,
And
but there's a lot of
delicious.
restaurants like that here. I mean,
Yeah.
there are everywhere, but we really love visiting here, and we miss.
There's a pizza chain here that.
She won't stop talking about. I told her, if you tell me about that roast beef sandwich at Dion's one more time,
I've tried other places, and
I'm
I
gonna
can't
buy
find
you one of those, and I'm gonna beat you with it, and then I'm gonna bury you with it,
And then
you won't stop talking.
and then there's Blake's Lottaburger.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, also been around since I was.
She was talking about choosing Blake's though for your birthday dinner. I'm like, if you choose Blake's for your birthday dinner, I'm gonna kill you. I said, I'd buy the one. There's one in Tucson. It's a little closer.
Yeah.
But-
So, and then there's, like I said, there's a lot of restaurants that aren't chains, and it's just. You're like, oh man, I'm in New Mexico. I need to eat real New Mexican food.
Yeah, we need to eat here and here and here and here. Oh, well, that's not enough meals in the day to do that.
And then we ate so much at lunch we can't eat.
I know.
So I'm like, so I was thinking, well, maybe we could have Dion's for dinner. I wouldn't be able to finish one of those sandwiches.
But well, we are gonna show you some pictures from our adventures, and so enjoy.
Yeah. Thanks.
Our morning started with the dawn patrol. They were unable to take off because the winds were too high. We didn't have a mass ascension after all, but they all inflated, and we got to enjoy them while they were on the ground. We saw a lot of special shapes like these penguins and Smokey the Bear, and of course, one of Beth's favorites, the Creamland cow. He's just adorable. Eve got this special shot of his face up close and personal. I even got to meet Santa. We also celebrated Beth's birthday. Eve got her a shark hat, and I got her a plushy bee, which is one of the favorite balloons of hers. She bought herself some bee pins and also some collectible balloon pins, some of her favorites, and some magnets. The bees again, and just a general shot of the balloons. And of course, Eve had to get herself an alien balloon. After the balloon fiesta, we went to Stitcher's Garden. We found some Southwest designs, which are very unique. I bought 3, and Eve bought 3, I think, or 2. I also bought a Santa pattern because it was too beautiful. Eve also bought one that is a remake of a Southwestern rug. Beth bought some Christmas patterns. And we really enjoyed our time there. The folks were just so sweet. Beth also found some really nice project bags or zipper pouches, and we just had a really great time there. We returned to the Balloon Fiesta in the afternoon to hear our brother play in his band Mirage, a Santana cover band. They were great. I found my souvenir that afternoon. It's an alpaca blend poncho handmade in Peru, and I just loved it. It's so soft and warm. And Eve, of course, had to copycat me and get one in her favorite color.
We hope you enjoyed our pictures from our adventures, and we hope you will like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and share with your friends, and we will see you next week.
Don't forget to visit the Etsy shop. We have some nice
bags.
Halloween bags, and the one I just finished.
Three Sisters created.
And we have some Halloween
Isn't there
sister
the Etsy shop?
sister fobs.
Scissor fobs.
Sister Fobs. We should call them that.
I'm tired.
Sister fob.
Sister Fobs. That's a good idea. Anyway, so thanks for joining us again, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that's the dog.
There's the dog.